Every name carries meaning, but some names carry far more weight than others. When Gypsy Rose Blanchard announced the name of her unborn daughter, Aurora Reina Aka, it wasn't just a baby name, it was a statement, a name steeped in symbolism. It's tied to Gypsy's infamous past, half-fractured present, and a future overshadowed by uncertainty. But as Gypsy prepares for motherhood, cracks in her carefully curated narratives she's built are beginning to show, and they point to more than just a name. In the months since her release from prison, Gypsy has tried to paint a picture of redemption and renewal. At the heart of this new chapter is Ken Aka, her own again, off-again boyfriend-turned-partner. Their relationship rekindled amidst a whirlwind of media attention, and Lifetime TV cameras seemed poised to bring Gypsy the fairy tale she's always chased. But not all is as it seems. Recent events have raised questions about the state of their relationship. While Kane appeared at Gypsy's highly publicized baby shower, inside this report he'd been pulling away. His car, once a regular sight at Gypsy's home, has reportedly only been spotted there twice in the past week and a half. What once seemed like a united front now feels like a relationship teetering on the edge of separation, and Ken's distant demeanor at the baby shower, a spectacle complete with ultrasound cookies and Lifetime's cameras rolling, did a little to suggest otherwise. Then there's the name itself, Aurora Reina Aka. At first glance, it's enchanting, almost Disney-like, but the connections are far more complex. Aurora is tied to Gypsy's past with Nico DeJean, the man she conspired with to kill her mother, and even the town where she lived with Dee Blanchett. Reina honoring Ken's mother seems like an effort to tether him emotionally at the time when their relationship feels increasingly unstable. This isn't just a story about a baby name or a fractured relationship. It's a window into Gypsy's ongoing struggle to control her narrative, as their relationship with Ken shows signs of unraveling and her past continues to cast a long shadow. One question looms. Is Gypsy building a new life? Or is she just rewriting the same old stories? There's a lyrical quality to it. But when you dig deeper, the name isn't just about authentics. It holds layers of meaning, some that are obvious and others that require a closer look. Like, for Gypsy, a woman whose life has been marked by trauma, manipulation, and an almost obsessive attachment to fairy tales, Aurora is more than a name. It's a statement. But the statement it makes is, well, complicated. The name immediately calls to mind the image of a Disney princess, a young woman trapped in an enchanted slumber until she's awakened by true love's kiss. It's a name that fits perfectly into Gypsy's Disney-obsessed persona. Over the years, we've seen how deeply she's clung to the idea of fairy tales. From her time under her mother's oppressive control to her carefully curated public persona post-prison, Gypsy has leaned heavily on the imagery of magical worlds and happily ever afters. It's as though she's constantly trying to rewrite her own story to cast herself as a princess who's overcome impossible odds to find happiness. But here's where things get complicated. Aura isn't just a dreamy princess name. It's also tied to the darkest chapters of Gypsy's life. Back when Gypsy was in a relationship with Nico DeJean, the man she conspired with to kill her mother, they reportedly talked about naming a child Aura. This isn't just a name plucked from a Disney movie. It's a name that's tangled up with her relationship with a man who played a central role in one of the most shocking crimes in recent memory. So why choose it now? Is this Gypsy's way of reclaiming a name that's haunted her? Turning it into a symbol of new beginnings? Or is it another example of her inability or unwillingness to fully let go of her past? Whatever her reasoning, the choice raises questions about how much of her history she's truly dealt with and how much still lingers in her present. Aurora and Dee? The connections don't stop there. Aurora is also the name of a town in Missouri where Gypsy and her mother live. For anyone who knows Gypsy's story, her relationship with Dee Blanchett was nothing short of top. Dee manipulated and controlled Gypsy's life, creating a facade of perpetual illness to garner sympathy and financial support from those around her. This dynamic ultimately led to Dee's mother, a crime that Gypsy orchestrated with Nick. So why invoke this name again? On one hand, it might be an unconscious nod to her past, a way of grappling with the complex relationship she had with her mother. On the other hand, it could suggest that Gypsy is still tethered to her history, in which she might not even realize for someone who has expressed a desire to move forward and create a new life. The choice of Aurora feels oddly regressive, as though she's keeping one foot family planted in the narrative that made her infamous, a gesture of unity or strategic calculation. Now let's turn to the middle name Reina. On the surface, it seems like a kind and thoughtful choice. After all, it's reportedly a tribute to Ken's mother. Including the name of a grandmother is a common way to honor family and foster a sense of connection. You know, But let's not ignore the possibility that this choice might have deeper, more calculated motives. If you follow Gypsy's story, you know she has a history of using relationships to her advantage with Didi. It was just about survival and control. With Nick, it was about escape, and with Ken, it's hard not to see echoes of those same patterns. Naming her child after Kane's mother might be a way to cement his involvement. Was this a collaborative decision, or did Gypsy make the choice unliterally? If Kane had little to no say in the matter, it could signal a deeper imbalance in their dynamic, a sign that Gypsy is once again taking control of the narrative with or without her partner's input. Now, a man who was reportedly spending so much time at Gypsy's house before. This is a noticeable shift. It suggests that something significant has changed in their relationship dynamic. And then there's the mention of Oscar video. While details of this video remain unclear, Nina's tone suggests that it played a pivotal role in whatever has caused this apparent distancing. So what happened? Did Ken finally reach a breaking point? Was there an argument or an incident that pushed him to pull back? Nina's claims add fuel to the fire, making it harder to dismiss the idea that Ken might be reconsidering his role in Gypsy's life and in the life of their child. Taken together, the choice of Aurora Reina Aka as a name speaks volumes about Gypsy's state of mind. On one hand, it seems like an attempt to create something beautiful and meaningful. And if that ties together her past, her present, and her aspirations for the future, but on the other hand, it feels heavy with unresolved baggage. And when you consider the broader context, Ken's apparent distancing, the ongoing public scrutiny, and Gypsy's history of manipulating narratives, it's hard not to see this as yet another chapter in a story that's far messier than it appears on the surface. What does this mean for the baby, for a child who hasn't even been born yet? The weight of this name is significant. It's a name steeped in history, drama, and unresolved conflict. And for Gypsy, it's a reminder that moving forward isn't just about choosing a new name or creating a new image. It's about doing the hard, uncomfortable work of truly confronting her past. Gypsy has a track record of manipulation and control. This isn't just speculation. It's a pattern that's been observed time and time again, and it stretches back years, from her relationship with her mother to her prison-era romance with Nico DeJean. And now to this complicated situation with Ken Aka. It's clear that Gypsy often operates with a certain level of self-interest and strategic planning.